Hey guys, how you doing today? It's your boy Dean coming to you live from South Florida. I just wanted to shoot this video today, guys, to really break down some real simple information about your credit and why you shouldn't pay a collection company. All right. Just to give you a quick background, what really started my journey in this field of credit restoration was real simple, and I'm pretty sure many of you out there can relate. I got tired of being denied. I got tired of being denied for things that I desire or I need. And I remember walking into a car dealer one time, me and my cousin, and I never walked out of that dealership the same way because he told me that I could not get the car that I was looking for, and I would have to put down $5,000 to $10,000 in order to get that car. Why? Because my credit was messed up. Okay. So it created a burning desire in me to research and find out a way where I don't have to pay for the amount of debts that I had, over 17,000 plus amount of debts that I had on my credit report. And I needed a way that would be cost effective. I needed someone that I can trust to help me through the process. And I continued to search until I was able to find a company that was able to help me. Prior to actually getting this, guys, I went through a lot of people who were charging $500, $1,000, $5,000, and it just didn't seem lucrative for me at the time because my finances didn't cover that type of money at one time. So I decided to just get started with the company that had the best track history, was able to dispute all the negative items all at once with all three credit bureaus, and it worked the best for me. It took my score from a 490 to over 751, guys, and brought me to a great position with my credit. So let's go ahead and get right into today's topic: why you shouldn't pay collection accounts. Guys, it's a business at the end of the day, right? And these companies are partnered up with the creditors and the credit bureaus. Now, let's just say, for example, you own a debt. Let's call that debt Sprint. You all know how heavy Sprint's bill can turn out, right? So let's say Sprint now, you own Sprint, you may have fell on hard times, you can't pay Sprint's bill, at the time that they want you to pay it, or maybe you just felt that it was unfair the way that they charge you, and you just, can't pay it or don't want to pay it. Whatever the case or the reasons are, all right, those items can be deleted off of your credit without paying that collection company. Because the moment you pay that collection company 90+% of the time, that debt does not get removed off of your account. It actually stays there. And then you have to pay someone or go through the whole process of disputing it. Right? So let's say you owe Sprint. Sprint can't get their money from you anymore. So Sprint is going to write that debt off as a loss. They're going to sell that debt to the next collection company who wants to buy it from them. All right, Sprint sells it as a loss for tax purposes. Now let's call it XYZ collection company. That company is now going to purchase that debt from Sprint. So when XYZ collection company buys the debt from Sprint, Sprint has nothing to do with that debt anymore. So don't call Sprint. All right, that company that now owns that debt is the new owner of that debt, guys. And they're not going to buy that debt for $1,000. They may purchase that debt for a penny under the dollar. Let's call it $100. So now they bought $100 worth of debt, but they're coming after you. And when they come after you, they're coming after you with full-fledged. They're looking for maybe $1,500 because there's taxes on it now. There's interest, right? Fees. So now they want $1,500 out of you for a debt that they only paid $100 for. Right? Crazy. So now they're going to call you on a recorded line, and it may sound something like this, because be very careful how, the calls that you have coming in. Hey, John, how you doing? This is XYZ Collection Company. We're calling on the behalf of Sprint, or in the amount to actually collect the debt in the amount of $1,500. Now, guys, they're preying on your lack of knowledge because you don't know any difference. You think that you still owe Sprint that debt, and especially if they're using Sprint's name. Of course, you're going to think that this debt is still aligned with Sprint. So they tell you now, we're calling on behalf of Sprint to collect the debt of $1,500. You break down, and you agree to make payment. You agree with your first, last name, and then make a payment arrangement. This doesn't help you. It doesn't serve you. The moment that you pay this debt off, guys, by you paying this debt off, in 90+% of the time, it's going to still sit on your credit. So why are you paying for it? That's like throwing money away, because once you pay that debt off, it still sits there, right? If you pay this debt in payments, if you have the $1,500 to pay and you pay $100, $100, $100, but you fall back on hard times, and then guess what? You can't pay that anymore. The last payment also becomes a reflection of the new date that debt was new. So now that date becomes the current date of the debt. You can't pay it, another 7 years recycles. Now, every state have a statute of limitation, guys. Every state has a statute of limitation. And you just want to be very mindful. Do some research. I always recommend doing research. Find out which, the state that you're in. Find out the statute of limitation in that state, and really put yourself in a position to know, how your credit works and how your credit works around the state. So that way, you know that this company cannot legally come after you once it's past that statute of limitation period. All right, so now that let's go right back. Now that XYZ collection company contacts you guys, they have no legal bind in actually taking you to court, or they have no legal authority in collecting that debt from you, because you didn't sign a contract with XYZ collection company. You signed a contract with Sprint, and Sprint sold that debt to a collection company, so all that information was voided. All right, so now that new collection company is going to try and come after you guys. Do not pay them. Do not make the mistake and pay them all this money, especially the money that you worked so hard for. Christmas, the end of the year is coming around, guys. You having bonuses that you're receiving from your jobs. Don't take all this money and pour it into a company that has no ties to that alleged debt that you owned before from that previous creditor. The best thing to do is to have those items disputed off of your credit. By the Fair Credit Reporting Act, guys, the law that was passed by Congress in 1970, it states that any debts that was alleged or that was opened can be disputed. All these debts can be removed. Whether you have bankruptcies, medical bills, student loans, repossessions, medical bills, credit card, late payments, derogatory, all these items on your credit can be deleted after being disputed. Now, per this law, guys, once they've been removed, it's permanently gone, so you don't have to worry about, is this item going to come back on my credit, because it's no longer there. It's no longer there to hurt you or harm you. All right, so again, be very mindful on how you move forward with your credit. Always do your research before jumping into a credit program, guys. I made sure I did my research before jumping into the program that I'm in right now, that have helped me to improve my credit score more than 250 plus points. Helped my wife to increase her credit score over 134 points, putting both of our credit score over 700, guys. We've worked with a lot of different customers throughout the period of our existence to also increase their credit score to a sustainable position where they can qualify for the house that they want. Just imagine being able to qualify for a home, to be able to qualify for a car, to be able to have no worries about your credit. Be very mindful about your credit, because it's something that really it really strikes home to every single person living in the United States. All right, so again, don't pay a collection company, because it doesn't do you any good to pay that debt. Find a way to get that debt disputed. And matter of fact, for everyone who's serious about moving forward with their credit, I'm going to leave some information in the information below, in the comment section below, so that way in the description you can see exactly where to go to check your credit, guys. If you haven't checked your credit already, it's very important to get that information set up. If you're looking for professional information, you can reach out to us. We can definitely help you to do a consultation, see where you're at with your credit right now, and provide you with a guidance or a way that you can actually get a better credit score within the next few months to move forward into buying that home, car, or whatever luxury you desire. All right, so again, guys, I appreciate you guys taking the time to tune in, share this information with someone who's looking for bettering their lifestyle, bettering their credit. Guys, like the information, subscribe to my page, and I'll be adding a lot more value towards my YouTube channel, so that way you guys can learn how to actually build your credit. I'm going to teach you 5 principles plus more on how to capitalize on your credit and start to see an increase within your first 30 days. Well, thank you guys very much. You have an amazing day.